Hey guys, this is Angie at Chicken Scratch. This is the first card for our Hello Ladybug class. I hope you enjoy the video. And here's all of the supplies. We're going to start out by doing our stamping, and we're going to be using the Stamparatus. So I'm going to move this over. So I'm going to place it over here. Switch this around. And then ink this up. Ideally, you want something underneath there so that you get a good ink. It's well inked, I should say. Okay. There's that. So I can remove this one. And so that I don't get ink all over everything, I use my silicone craft sheet to keep it clean, okay? Keep my surface clean, I should say. So I'm just gonna slap that right on top of there. Next we have the wings, and I believe, let's see, I'm trying to remember which way I did them. Like this. Okay, so let's switch this around. And this is gonna get real red. That looks good. So I'm going to remove this plate. And now for the dots. Hopefully that will line up well. Okay, so inking those up. Voila. Okay, slide our magnets over. Now we're going to take the Ladybug Builder Punch and cut these images out. Okay. We're going to use the rest of this sheet to do our 3 flowers and our greeting. Now I did go ahead and cut a piece out, but sometimes it's hard to stamp on such a small piece. So I like using the edge of the cardstock and stamping the greeting there. So here's the greeting. Let's see, I think I'm going to ink it up this way. And then I'm going to use the small trimmer to cut it. And I'm also going to use the trimmer to cut the sides. If you need the link to this, to a trimmer similar to this on Amazon, let me know. Okay, there's our greeting. Okay, so now we're going to cut out the circle, and we're using the Layering Circles dies. So we're going to position it right about there. I think that looks pretty good, right? Okay, so again, I'm just going to bring it down to about the line on my index finger. That should be good right there. Okay, so you can save this circle for a future project. Now let's stamp the flowers. I'm using crushed curry ink, and this is a photopolymer set, so it does like for you to use the stamp mat. Okay. Now we're going to use our paper snips to cut these flowers out. If you have a favorite die set that has flowers, you could use those, but this is the coordinating flowers and it does not have dies, so we're just going to fussy cut them. So let's take our card base and we're going to score that at 4 1/4. Okay, now we're going to stamp the leaf. We're using Granny Apple Green, and we want to stamp it on this white part right here in the center. So I'm going to leave my Designer Series paper right there so that that will help me for my placement. Okay. I just re-inked my ink pad, so it might be a little splotchy. It is a little bit, but it should dry okay. This is going to go right there, and we're just going to use liquid glue. This is going to get popped up over top of that. And let's go ahead and add our greeting first, so that way we can press it down. Because once we add the foam, it's a little more challenging. And I'm just going to attach that right there on the edge. Give it a second to dry. These are our foam adhesive sheets, and I've cut them down using my trimmer. And I'm going to place them here, and I'm just gonna trim. Does that look good? Yep. Okay, there's that one. Make sure that fits. Yep. And then we're going to do the sides. So we just need to snip off just a little bit. There we go. You could use dimensionals if you want to. It just would take a lot of them. Okay. Now the real trick is positioning this in the right spot. And I'm laughing because, you know, I have messed that up before. But we're not going to speak that today, right? Okay, so I'm going to remove the backing. And I am going to start at the bottom. So I would recommend not trying to position the whole thing. Just start at the bottom and work up, okay? That's my trick, or the way that I do it. It's not really a trick. Okay, so we're going to attach the wings. And let's see, where am I putting the adhesive? I want to make sure I put it in the right spot. Let's use our silicone craft sheet so that we don't get adhesive everywhere. So I'm going to give that a second to dry. I'm going to go ahead and add some Wink of Stella. Might be time for a new one. Okay, so this is going to get added right here, and we're just going to use the remains of our foam adhesive. It's a little bit thicker than Dimensionals. It's going to be right about there. Okay, so we're going to add the first little one right up here, just using some liquid glue. And then we'll add the next one. I'm going to turn this little one around because I did not fussy cut that one very well. And I'll make sure when I add the other one that I kind of cover up where I didn't do such a good job. Yeah, perfect. See? You kind of want to add these flowers quickly so that way you can reposition them while the glue is still wet. That looks pretty good. So we're using the classic matte dots for this class. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to pick these up and to place them right in the middle. Okay, so the final step is we just want to add a piece of basic white inside our card right here so that we can sign it. Okay, what do you think? That's your first card. Thanks so much.